Everyone, it's me. I'm in a very unique place. This is a drive-in movie theater. And you don't see those anymore. So, this is my first episode of Helmet Thoughts. Forgive the title and forgive my crazy microphone here, but I wanted to show you a little bit where I'm at. Diego and I have made it. You wouldn't believe it, but we are near Canada, and I'm going to show you a little bit around here. This is an old drive-in movie theater. Up on the Ferris wheel, like a drive-in movie screen. So this is really something. You don't see this every day any longer in America. And we are in a part of America that's, frankly, extraordinarily remote. I'm basically near Canada, and I've been having a lot of thoughts about reality and the elasticity of reality, and that things are not exactly what you think they are. So as I'm standing here in this arena of a bygone era, really, my mother used to take me to drive-in movies when I was a kid. I thought I'd talk a little bit about reality. So, today I woke up. I'm still figuring out the nuts and bolts of this whole thing. My setup time for my campsite is taking a long time. I recorded this episode 3 times, and I'm having a hard time miking up my helmet, which is really what Helmet Thoughts was supposed to be. But I woke up today, and last night I came in kind of late, and I set up my tent, and I set up my camp, and I made myself some hot dogs, and I'm heading north, and I'm looking at these roads, and it's funny, this is a northern place, not unlike I rode up to Alaska once, so similar to that. I rode to the Balkans, to Serbia and Bosnia and those places, and Croatia, and I went through Switzerland, and I saw basically northern places that this is their fireworks of their whole year, is these 4 months that they get of good weather, and I'm seeing maple syrup signs, I'm seeing snowmobile crossings, I'm seeing old log cabins, dilapidated military barracks, and I'm riding my motorcycle and I'm going through this. I'm noticing the accents are changing. They're becoming more like Canadian, but also this reality is so interesting because it's like all this like renewal and rebirth, and these like ecosystems form, and they form in places that were covered in snow all year. So when you look at these roads and you look at this area, this was all probably through the winter powdery white, but then it turns to sludge, and it has like that sludgy thoroughfare thing. Well, so I really love it because on this trip I've seen Hasidic Jewish people, New Jersey. I've seen Amish people in Pennsylvania. And I'm riding around, and I gotta be honest, most of the truck drivers I'm seeing are Hindu, which is super cool. And I'm in this campsite last night, I'm making my hot dogs. I'm figuring out that I could pretty much like just grab cream from the abundance of gas stations and just throw it in my bag. And I could make my own coffee on this little lantern thing, this little kind of mini fireplace. And this guy helped me out, and he was a very, hey, howdy neighbor type of guy. And he was probably about 60. And a lot of people come up and, look at Diego. A lot of people come up and they want to talk about motorcycles, you know? What the hell is going on here? So he came over, he started talking to me about motorcycles, and he shared with me that he had 36 grandkids. Now, if anybody knows me, they probably know I'm not much of a Christian. I was baptized, I went to church a bit when I was a kid, didn't work out. And I could tell very quickly that this guy was Mormon. And he turned out to be such a helpful guy, and I was thinking, this is why I love traveling, because hanging out with a 60-year-old Mormon guy talking about like doing good deeds and things like that probably would have really irked me in New York City. I would have been like, oh, here we go, religious guy. But that's what's so beautiful about the road, is that I actually really like valued him, like purely and wholly like valued this guy. And I didn't think about his church, or, you know, the first thing that popped in my mind was polygamy, right? Not for him, but that church was like based in polygamy when they got started with Joseph Smith. And I was thinking like, wow, I'm being non-judgmental. This is really good. My bigotry, my judgment is really tabled right now. And I just sat and like spent some time with this guy, and I was thinking like, God, Mormons, they're like really, they're kind of a controversial people in America, right? Because there's still like hardline sects of Mormonism that like do have like kind of child brides and stuff like that, and people judge them a lot. And I was feeling like, man, this guy's really nice, you know. And I feel like I just thanked him, and I just felt like it was really nice to have the old judgments gone. It's like the best version of myself, really, is when I'm being like that. When he walks away, thinking like, that's an interesting reality. The guy like goes to Utah and goes to, you know, church, and he has all these grandkids, and that's his whole life. And he drives around in this RV, and as he walked away, I'm thinking, wait a second. I just found out in the past couple of years that I'm Persian. And as I've been like getting to know the family and stuff, they've sent me pictures. And this guy that they think my father is, they've got like a family tree diagram made for him. And what's really crazy is that my paternal grandfather had 2 wives. Me, a white guy in America. People would see me, say, you have white privilege, you're a white male, you live in a Western country, and they probably wouldn't even think it would be the furthest thing from their mind. But like I had to laugh a little bit and chuckle, and that's why I love being out on the road like this. I met a Native American guy this morning that was picking cherries for a living. He had diabetes, he was an older guy. I was really feeling him like, man, this is like an interesting thing, like when your livelihood is based on fruit, and what that reality must be like. So I just wanted to tell you that like I'm thrilled like to be out here, and I'm growing, and I don't know where the hell I am. Another reality change. Things are in French now, and that's a pretty interesting lineage. And it's also in like native language as well. So I like shifting reality. I like being out here on the bike. The bike has been great. Struggling a little bit with some of my audio stuff, and I apologize for the late post, but yeah, I recorded this a few times, and I just love what this does for my soul. And just wanted to show you a little bit around like America. And this is like something that used to be a thing, and it's gone. It's all grown over with grass. Helmet thoughts. Love you guys. And I'll be doing little movies like this along the way. Near Canada, should be in Wisconsin by tonight. And I'm going to be cooking hot dogs again. Round 2. Second verse, same as the first one.